Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Daily Creativity Day 1. I am a little bit early because I wasn't actually sure if I was going to be able to connect on time and things like that. So I've been here for a little while, making sure that all the right buttons are pressed and I have all of the things that I'm going to need today, and that I've got a nice, happy, upbeat attitude to start our day off the right way. Because it's not quite 11 o'clock yet, I'm just going to wait around and hopefully people will join us soon. If not, what I will do is I will do the session anyway. Because it's being recorded, I will put it on YouTube, and when it's on YouTube I will share the link to all of my places so that you'll be able to watch it back with your kids, with your mum, with your dad, with your friends, with your auntie, with your uncle, whoever you're at home from school today with. If you are not a kid but you are a teenager, or you are a big kid, anyone older than teenager, then you are also more than welcome. The idea about these sessions is to stop thinking about what's going on out there. I'm pointing towards my window. And to think about what's going on inside. And when I say inside, I mean with us. So we want to have a nice calm atmosphere, and we also want to have a little bit of time just to do something different, to think about just what you're doing right now and nothing else. And yeah, we haven't got anybody on right now, but that's absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started today, and maybe for the rest of the week, depending on how far we get. We are going to be talking about colour. So for today, we're going to start with the very basics of colour, and that will entail some kind of colouring implements. So I have these lovely chubby crayons from Wilko's, I think, yeah. And I have Crayola crayons, which I haven't touched, I admit, since I was a teenager, but I'm really excited to be able to play with them today. So excited, I'm just going to throw them out of the box and throw the box out of the way. You might have colouring pencils, like these ones. These ones are Crayolas. I've purposefully got the kind of ones that you probably have at home, because at home is where you are. So I'm trying to make it easy for you. I also have biros because it's a colour. It's a coloured implement. It might not feel arty to you straight away, but we can do things with very simple little bits and pieces like a biro. I also have some fine liners. You might not have them, but if the person you are at home with today likes stationery as much as I do, they might have some of these. So if you ask really nicely, and I mean really, really nicely, you might be able to get hold of some. So that's what we need today. Not a lot. Hopefully you have one of these things. If you have watercolour paint or something similar, something like maybe this little set, and that's all the kind of thing you'd need, then that would be perfect too. If you have poster paints or that kind of thing, then use those as well. Today I wasn't aiming to be messy, but if you want to be messy, I invite you to do so. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to show you some colour basics, like some things that we talk about in school, and we definitely do talk about them. I can't remember how old I was when we talked about this stuff, but it becomes really important later on with our art making. So I'm going to first give myself a circle to work in, because I'm going to make a colour wheel. Hands up to anybody who's ever made a colour wheel. And then a little circle, because I'm going to colour inside these spaces. And then I'm going to divide it up. So we want to divide it into... I've forgotten how to make a colour wheel. Crikey, if I can't remember how to do it, then we really are in trouble. Okay, wait. So first colour for our colour wheel is going to be red. So pick your closest red to post box red. So that kind of red. Look how red that is. Yeah, post box red. Or that kind of red. And we're gonna colour as neatly or as messy as you want to, because we aren't here to judge what we're doing, we're just here to have fun. And I'm here to show you some little basic things. So look, I'm not even staying inside the lines. I challenge you to try and make this circle without using a compass. If you don't have a compass and you do really want a perfect circle, then draw around something that is circular. Like your mum might have a tin in the cupboard that you can draw around. Bean tins are great for this. Or if you're very, very careful, somebody's coffee cup, that would work too. Okay, so now we need to divide up again. So we want to divide. Why is it when you're under pressure, you can never quite remember what you're doing? Okay, so we want to divide again here and again here. Ish. Ish, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's why I'm saying ish. It doesn't matter that much. As long as you get the basics in, we'll be fine. The next colour you want is yellow. And we're going to colour in this segment here, which, okay, isn't as big as that one, but it doesn't need to be. Size does not matter on this. It's not important. And as you can see, now then, if you feel like you're getting behind, remember that you're going to be able to go back to YouTube after today's session, and you are going to be able to watch it over and over and over again. So don't feel like if you're not moving as fast as me that things are going to go wrong, because they won't. There's no such thing as behind in this. We're just having fun. Hey Tracy, nice to have you watching me. It's good that somebody is. I can just talk to you for now. Brilliant. I'm going to chuck some blue on this colour wheel too. Might not be the right blue, actually. It's not. You need, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to put some blue on this colour wheel, and then I'm going to show you how the rest of the colour wheel forms. Tracy, you probably already know, but we're doing it anyway for anybody who wants to watch later. So as you can see, I am not bothering with making it neat because it doesn't have to be. Okay, so from here we need to mix our colours. So the way to make our next colours is to mix this one and this one. So if you have done colour wheels before, you will know that yellow plus red makes orange. Now I'm hoping, and I'm going to test this on another piece of paper, that if I mix my yellow and I mix my red crayons, I can make an orange with them. So I'm going to see if it works, because I don't know. Oh, it does a little bit. It isn't perfect, but you can see what I mean. One on top of the other makes it orange. But now I've proven it for you, I'm going to grab an orange crayon and I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to fill this one in. This one's a lot bigger than the other ones, but never mind. I'm going to get through this rather quickly so we can get to some more fun stuff. And then if anyone is on, please want to tell me what happens when you mix yellow and blue. I'm going to try it again on here and see if it works, because I was quite happy with what happened last time. So we're going to see if mixing yellow and blue Crayola will actually give us. Oh, it does! Magic! It goes green. Okay, so now we know that those two mixed together make green. Hi to anybody who's come on who's just watching. If you are young at heart but slightly older than school age, you are also welcome. Right now we are just doing colour basics, and I am using all the excuses that I have right now to play with crayons. Yes, I am using this as an excuse to play, because right now out in the world things aren't that fun. So if we can find some fun, then we should darn well take it and use it. Okay, and again I'm going to mix this red one. Was it that red one? No, it's this red one. And I'm going to mix the blue on top to see what we get. I know what we should get. Do you know what we should get? Purple. It does look a little bit purple, you know. I mean, it's not perfect, but again, I keep telling you, we aren't looking for perfect. So, let's see if I put a bit more red on, what happens. I'm really interested now. I'm getting distracted. Okay, so we get purple. So, to complete our basic colour wheel, a very basic colour wheel, I'm going to chuck some purple here. And this we are going to refer back to later. So if you want to make one so that you can come back to it later, please do. If you don't want to bother, you don't have to. Please just grab your crayons or your felt tips or whatever you're using and just have some fun. Okay, so now we have a colour wheel. Hey Michelle, nice to see you. Now that we have our colour wheel, we're going to talk about the best ways to use colour to make colourful pictures without ending up making brown by accident. Because if you have played with paint, you will know that sometimes when we mix the wrong colours together, we come up with these muddy brown colours. Which is fine if you want a muddy brown colour. If you're looking to paint mud, then that's fine. But if you aren't looking to paint mud, then it can get frustrating. And we don't want to be frustrated when we're playing with art materials, and we don't want to be frustrated when we're trying to make something pretty. So, that being said, this is how it works. If you pick a colour that is next to another one, so let's say we're picking red here. If you pick this, one that goes next to it on the colour wheel will always look good next to it. So, if you pick purple and put it next to red, it will look good. If you pick red and put it next to orange, it's going to look good too. So where these lines join up, we're going to look good. If you put purple and blue together, it's going to be good. If you put blue and green together, it's going to be good. If you put green and yellow together, we're fine. And the same with orange and yellow. So if we stick to making these together and putting them next to each other, we're going to be fine. If though we decide that we want to mix this one and this one, we're going to have a problem. So if you go opposite each other, they're going to look pretty next to each other. They're always going to look really good next to each other because one makes the other one pop. Okay, but if you mix them together, they're going to go brown. Okay, so if you mix purple and yellow, they're going to go brown. If you put them next to each other, some people don't like to put purple and yellow next to each other, but if you do just a little bit, it can look really, really good. So, now that we know this, it's more playtime. Because in order to have fun with our colours, we need to know what they look like. So, today, you're going to pick your colouring medium. Now, if that's crayons, that's crayons. If it's pencil crayons, which I've hidden up there, to here, then it's pencil crayons. If it's paint, it's paint. But what I want you to do is I want you to take every single one in your collection, however big your collection is, and I would like you to what we call swatch them out. Okay? And we'll get to why once we've done it. So I'm starting with red, and I'm actually going to follow the colour wheel around. Can we see the colour wheel at the same time as we do this? Maybe we can. We'll give it a try. If I have to move it, I have to move it. So I'm going to start with red. It doesn't have to be a big splodge, but we want a splodge, okay? Then all of the ready kind of colours you have in your collection, put those together. Oh wow, that's really pink. See, I thought that was going to be red. That looks red to me. But if you look down here, it's really quite pink. So now that I know that, I know that this one is amazing. It's an amazing colour pink. But if I'm looking for a red, not to pick that one. So, as we go, leave them in the same order, if you want to, that you swatch them. If you're going to remember which one's which because you don't have as many colours as me, then you go for it. But I'm going to leave mine in order because I don't want to mix things up. Now I'm going to go for oranges. That one looks a bit... It could be red, but it says it's called Scarlet. But it's got an orange wrapper on it. So we need to find out what this one is. And that's what we're doing. See, that is very, very red. It's definitely not an orange. Definitely not orange. So again, I've made a new discovery. And also, while I'm doing this, I'm discovering which colours I really like. Because when we make art, isn't it fun to make art and to make things with colours we like? Everybody has a favourite colour, so it'd be really nice in the comments if you told me what your favourite colour was. That would be great. Also, if you're on, I'd love to know how old you are and what your name is, especially if you're watching on your mummy or your daddy's Facebook or grandma's Facebook, whoever's looking after you today. And tell me, if you're going to tell me your favourite colour, tell me your favourite food as well. And I'll tell you why I'm asking about food, because I haven't had breakfast. Wasn't that silly of me? It really, really was. Now then, I'm nearly done with oranges. So, done that one, so now we're on to yellows. So I'm going to pick out all the ones on the colour wheel first, because those are the ones that we've looked at first. Yellow. Don't really have any more yellowy coloured ones, but this one could be yellow or it could be green. So we're going to see. See, that one is sort of spring grass green. That's what it is to me. It says green yellow on here. I can agree with that. It's a bit green, it's a bit yellow, it's in between. So if we're going to do a green yellow, we might as well move on to green. So we're going to go with this one. And don't worry about making, like I say, work as big as you want and as messy as you want. You don't have to work in order like me. That's just how I like to work. And then this is definitely going to be green. This is, yeah, it's mostly grass green, is that, isn't it? Well, dark grass green. Okay, fantastic. And then we're going to do blues. I've got a lot of blue colours in my Crayola set, you know. Right. They must be really keen on blue at Crayola. They must really like the colour blue. So, I'm going to do my blues. Now then, as you go along, if you're old enough to and you want to, why don't you copy the name of the shade of crayon or pencil or whatever you're using and put it underneath so that you can look for it. That's what I would normally do. But that's why I'm leaving them in order so that I can label it for you later. Because I'm being sneaky. Okay, and then... See, I think Oh no, now I've got a bit more of a swatch. That one looks like sea. That's sea coloured to me. And then this one. Ooh, that's pretty. See, I really like that one. So now I know I like that one. I know I'm going to use it again. And purple. We're on to purple. Crayola people must not like purple as much as blue because there's only 2 of them. So let's see what we've got. It's very pretty purple. I like that one too. I'm going to have to hide our colour wheel now, guys. And also this one, which again is another really pretty one. So what I've found, let's see if we can keep this in order. Yeah, you can see that. I'm just checking. So I really like this one, but it's definitely pink. Yeah? And then I really like this colour here, which is quite orange. I don't usually work with orange, but we'll see. Now I've pulled everything out of order. That was not clever. Okay, let's roll these down a bit. Down, yeah, there we go. So I quite like that one. And then, see, keeping these in order without having labelled them might not have been the best idea. But we shall continue onwards. I like this one, so if we count that one, and I really like, I definitely liked that one, didn't I? So we'll put that one down. I like both those purple ones. But we're not quite finished because we still have some extras. Okay, so these are pinks, and the reason that we've got pinks but they aren't on the colour wheel is because to make pink you usually add white to red. So I'm going to stick it on the end. Oh, that's more purple actually than it is pink, but it's beautiful, so we'll put that there. And then this is definitely pink. That's a beautiful spring Easter eggy pink, and I quite like that one too. This one is apricot. So apricot is like a orange mixed with white and maybe a tiny bit of yellow, but we'll talk about how we mix those special colours tomorrow, I think. Then we've got brown, which is our muddy colour, and as we talked about, you can make that by crossing your colour wheel. Oh, everything's gone out of order now, never mind. So they would make brown, they would make brown, they would make brown. Okay. Oh, everything's out of order, everything's gone wrong. Never mind, doesn't matter. And also we have black. And we have grey. I'm putting that in the middle of the black and white because black and white together make grey. Now I know you probably can't see that, but there is definitely white on there. Can you see? Can you see? Okay, so now that we have our swatches, I want you to pick out your favourite colours from your swatches. And then let's see what we can do with them. I'm going to try and put these back in order somehow. And when they're back in order, I'm going to pick out the ones that I liked again. And then we'll see what we can create, yeah? Let's do something with these. Oh, it's chilly in this room today. Very chilly. So how long have we been live? We've been live for nearly half an hour, so that's not bad. With nobody on, we might have a short session today, and we'll add to this some more tomorrow. Okay, so I liked that one, and I liked that one, and I liked that one and that one. I was very keen on the purple, very keen on that pink one, and we might use the others, but we might not. So now I've picked out my favourites. Let's go back to our colour wheel and have a look. Where did I put it? There it is. So I picked a red, picked an orange, a blue. I picked a blue that's slightly green, so that one goes in the middle there because it's a bit of both. I picked a couple of purples. And then I picked a pinky one that obviously if we add white to, will make pink. So what we're seeing here is that if we put these together and these together, they'll work really well. And because these are pinky colours, they can work there, or they'll work with the orange too. But what we don't want to do when we are making our pictures and whatever else we're going to do is, unless we want a brown, we don't want to mix these together. Okay? We can use them in the same spaces on our pages, but what we shouldn't do if we don't want brown is we don't want to mix them together. I wonder if I can make brown on here. Shall I try? I feel like to prove that you can do it, I need to do it. They don't mix very well, so I might grab some paints and demonstrate that for you better later. Okay, so I'm going to put these to this side, and we're going to grab ourselves a new piece of paper. Don't worry about how many pieces of paper you are using, because we're going to find a way to use all of them at a point later in the future, okay? So, from here, let's do something. I haven't planned further into this part, so I don't really know what we're going to do yet, but that is part of the fun. So, let's see what we have. We have blue. We have a dark blue, and we have this greeny looking blue, so that makes me think of the sea. That makes me think of sunset. These pinky ones make me think of sunset too, and these purple ones make me think of flowers. So, what can we do with these colours? And the answer is we're going to do what I would do normally. So normally I would pick my colours like I've just done, and then I would work messily in what grown-ups call abstract. So I'm going to pick my colours and I'm going to put them in different places. So you do the same. It doesn't have to be in the same place that I'm doing mine on my paper. It can be anywhere. You can press as hard or as light as you want to. If you want to press lightly to see what you get, you can use the sides like I'm doing, or you can use the top. You can scribble. Scribbles are always good. Yeah? Then I'm going to pick, let's pick this pinky one. See, I'm going over the edge of that purple one, and it's mixing together, but nothing bad's happening. We're not getting mud, so we can carry on. Then I'm going to scribble over there, because nothing bad's going to happen, so we know I can go over the top. Then we're going to colour straight over that bit, and over that bit. I'm going to make some lines. What I want you to do is just do whatever comes naturally. So if you want to pick up your blue one and you just want to scribble, I want you to scribble. Okay? Look, big, huge scribbles going all over the page. It looks super messy, and we don't care, because later on down the line, in different days, we're going to use these things that we're making things on. Okay? So it might look like a mess now, and it might not look like anything, but the point is it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to look like anything. We're just having fun. So now I've put all that blue over there, I'm going to put some more blue on. What I'm going to do now is that I've created some shapes. I'm going to fill some of these shapes in. So if you want to do that, you do that. If you want to scribble over the top, if you want to make big splodges, you make big splodges. The bigger the better. Just make sure that you make them on your paper and not anywhere that you aren't supposed to. Okay? Then I really like these little boxes, these little squares that I made when I crossed the lines over. So I'm going to fill some of those in, like this. And like I say, you might not know what you're making, but you don't need to know. Today and every day on daily creative sessions, we're just going to have some fun, which is why we're starting with really simple things, because you can have the most fun with really simple things. Really like that one too. But now I also think I want to make some more shapes. So somebody pick me a shape. It would be great if we had more people on so someone could pick me a shape, but because we don't, I'm going to do triangles. Now then, you're looking at this and people, especially older people right now, might think I have lost my mind. And the first thing I'll tell you is that I lost it a long time ago. Put it down somewhere, never been able to find it since. So, because of that, don't judge me too harshly. Just go with the flow. Now I'm going to make some little triangles. Little ones. Little ones next to big ones always looks good. And put a little one there. And then an upside down one there. And then I'm going to pick another colour. And I'm going to be brave and I'm going to pick this orange. So, when we talked about it, we said if we cross them together, we're probably going to make mud. So, the trick now is not to cross them over. We already have some pink, and we know from the colour wheel, which I'm bringing back again, that if we mix them together, they will be fine. So, I can work here like that, and I can work all the way up to this blue line without making a mess, and I can work all the way up to this purple bit without making a mess there either. So look, no muddy stuff. And those two colours look quite good together. I'm going to be even braver now. I'm going to colour in one of these triangles. You see how this triangle and then this shape have made a triangle here? I'm going to colour that in. I'm just going to go right up to the edges of the lines, but not over. And then can you see where that bit's filled in? I'm just going to ignore that bit and I'm going to move on. I like this little shape down here that's been created. So I'm going to fill that one in as well. And I'm neglecting this side. So I'm going to turn my page around. You can turn it around at any time, especially when it looks like this. And I'm going to... Oh, I like that one. That one looks like an eye shape. So put that one in there. And then I might just put some half circles all the way around. And I think I'll colour a few of them in. So what you're doing is you're making marks. Okay? You're just spreading them out. You're doing them where you want them, when you want them. You just want to make shapes and smudges and splodges, and what you don't want to do is think too much about what you're doing. And if you follow along with me, because I'm working quite quick, you won't have time to think about it too much. Because thinking too much, you don't want to use up all that brain all that brain stuff, do you? If you use up all your braininess on thinking, you won't have any time for fun. So, I'm going to keep going like this for now. And then I'm going to see what I can do with it. In fact, tell you what we'll do. We'll swap onto a different kind of mark making material. So I'm going to fill this one in. I'm going to use that other pinky red colour that I picked. So I don't want it to feel left out. So I'm going to make some big cross marks. Now then, I'm going to make them in places where I'm not crossing over colours that are going to turn to mud. So I can make one down there, and I can make one down there, and I can make lots of little ones inside there, and I can make another one next to that one, and make one there, and one there, and one in there, one there, and there. Now what you have is a big creative mess. Okay, I think we can all agree that that is a creative mess. But what you also have now is lots of opportunity to make other things with it. So what we've already done today is we've gone through putting colours together, and what we get when we put them together. We worked out some of our favourite colours from this, and we've started to make a creative mess. Yeah, we're making a mess. That's fine. We're not here to do anything. We're not here to make something that somebody's going to buy. We aren't here to make it look like anything. It doesn't have to be the best thing you ever did. It just has to be something. So now I'm going to pick something else. A different kind of material. So let's see. I'm going to pick black. I'm going to pick a biro. I've never used this biro before, so I don't even know if it works. Well, hopefully it will work, I just haven't got it going yet. So, best way to get a biro going is to have a scribble, is it not? So, I'm going to scribble. And I might even write my name. If it will, it will. Hi, I'm Laura. There we go. And I might write how old I am. 35. There. Look, I'm an old lady. 35. So I've put that in there for all to see. And I might want to make more triangles. Look, if you see, I'm holding my pen really high at the top so that I can't worry about the shapes I'm making. I'm just making them. Oh, there we go. And maybe some circles, just circles on their own. And I just want you to pick random places to put these things, okay? It's not important where you put them. Maybe we need some squares. If anybody clever is on who would like to tell me a different shape we could use, I would love to put it in here. If you have to scribble a little bit to get the marks onto your page, especially if you've used crayon, go for it. Nice scribbly boxes. In fact, I'm going to make mine even messier. Look. And I'm going to make messier circles too, because why not? Okay, you still might be thinking, what the heck are we going to be able to do with this later? And the answer is, I will tell you, but it's probably going to be a surprise for later in the week. So now I'm going to do an upside down triangle inside the right waist triangle, and then a right waist triangle inside the upside down one. And then I think I might colour, well, scribble some of these in. And this is, believe it or not, how I would usually start some of my paintings. I just put some big, messy stuff down that would give me something to work on and work with later. Let's do a really big scribble in the middle of that one. I like that. And then I'm going to go like that there. And then, see, this is really freeing because as we get older, we think that we can't play anymore. And that's not true. We can play. And I want you to play. Especially right now if you're off school. All you want to do is play. In these creativity sessions, you can play. So I'm going to make this wiggly line go all the way over here. Oops, all the way over these marks. And then I'm going to leave that one for now because there's a lot there and there's a lot that we can do with it. So if you have another piece of paper, in fact, as many pieces of paper as you want, I want you to do things like this. So we're going to do a quiet 5 minutes and I'm going to start another sheet and I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to pick something different. So I'm not going to use crayons, even though I'm really enjoying using crayons right now. I want to try something different. So I'm going to use the things that are in this pot. So in here I have biros and I have these special fine liners I was telling you about at the beginning, and I have coloured pencils. So I think you'll still be able to see that on camera. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can. Nice one. So please feel free to ask questions and talk to each other in the comments. as we go. And yeah, we can still see everything. That's great. It kind of looks like a really messy flower, so maybe I'll make more of a flower shape on that one. And then we're gonna, I just want you to grab whatever you like, and this one, you'll notice I'm not worrying about whether my colours mix or not, because on this one we might actually need to add some brown later. So I'm not even worrying if my colours mix. And this, like I say, is how I start a lot of my paintings. You might think that's absolutely bonkers, but what I will do is I will look up some of the paintings that I've already done and see if I can find some video of the ways that I've made those paintings for you. And if I can't, one of our sessions I will do a live painting session for you on a big canvas with lots and lots of brushes and different colours, and I'll show you how I work, if that's something you're interested in. And if not, I might do that anyway, and I might just put it on YouTube, because that actually sounds like a lot of fun. And then let's swap to biros. Oh, I've got a pink biro. Lovely. Okay, let's see. If you want to put words in this as well, put some words in. So, pink. And then, what other words can we think of? Let's do words to describe our day. So, let's see. We've got sunshine. You might think it's crazy during an art session to be writing down words, but I promise you it's not. Because all these things are inspiration to help you think about things that you want to make and things that you want to do. And it will also help you focus on nice things. So I've turned my page upside down, and if I look out of my window I can see blue sky. So blue, and then because I've just thought of blue, I'm going to grab a blue biro and I'm going to get the sticky bit off the end and make my fingers all messy. But guess what? If we make our hands messy, then when we wash them later, when they're clean, we know our hands are really clean. So I'm going to write sky. And then if we think of the sky, what comes to mind? When I think of sky, I think of birds. So, and then when I think of a bird, I think of a parrot. Don't usually think about parrots, but I'm thinking about parrots, so I'm going to write it down. And then while I'm here, I'm also going to make some circles, a bit like bubbles, all different sizes and shapes. And I'm going to make them come across the page and overlap things. And look, they don't even have to join up. And then I'm going to hold my pen at the top again and make some scribbly ones. Okay, so for the adults and teenage peoples and big kid peoples, whatever you would like to call yourself, that's up to you. What we're doing in art terms with these pages is we're activating them. So we're putting stuff on the page, taking it from here to here to give us something to work with. It's called activating the page because we're putting activity on the page. There's movement, there's stuff, there's things, there's interest, stuff to look at. Oh, I'm making a lot of mess, but that's usually how I work. So we're gonna just work how I normally do. Now then, what do I want now? Purple, of course I do. Purple's been a bit of a theme today. I think I've been thinking more about flowers. since I put this flower down. So I'm going to make some more flowery sort of scribbly shapes. And then, because now I'm thinking of flowers, I'm now thinking about vines and things that you might find in the garden. So I'm just chucking these scribbly, leafy looking things like this up and down the page really loosely. And then if you want to do things like put some detail on, you can, and if you don't want to bother, you don't need to, because we're just making shapes. And then I might colour some of these little shapes in, so really enjoying that. Ooh, I'm gonna make some scribbly dots that are all filled in. I haven't done any of those. So I don't want you to worry about going in places that you haven't been before. You can go right over the top of what you've already done. See, I'm doing it on purpose, and I've even covered up green with purple there, and it has actually gone a bit brown in those spaces, but I'm not bothered because I knew that was going to happen. Okay, and here we have another one. So we've got two really good activated pages to work on tomorrow. I've managed to do sort of two different types of colours. So with that, we are going to finish for today. I want you to keep everything you've used, okay? Don't throw it away, even if it looks like madness, even if you don't like it, even if you adult people don't know what it is, even if you don't know what it is, even like, you just keep them, okay? They don't go anywhere. We want to keep all of this stuff. But what you do need to do is tidy up. So while I'm saying goodbye, I will tidy up and prove to my mum, at least, because mum will tell you that I was not a tidy kid, that I actually know how to tidy up. So I'm going to put my crayons away and try to put my crayons back in the box. See, look how well behaved I am. And then I also need to put away that beautiful chunky crayon, which I think I'm going to have to use tomorrow. Because they're so, look at those, they're so chunky and so tiny. Look how small they are. Yeah, so we'll use those and chuck them away. Because what we don't want to do is make art and then leave a big mess for grown-ups to tidy up. And big people, if you have a place where you can leave this stuff out and you want to, please do. But if you don't have anywhere to leave it out, maybe grab yourself a basket or a box or some kind of, something to put these things in so that you don't feel like you're leaving a mess everywhere. Because I don't want you to feel stressed in any way whilst we're all doing this social distancing and isolating thing. Okay, so let's go over what we did. We mixed our colours and made our colour wheel. We picked our favourite colours and then we used those favourite colours to make a big creative mess. And then we also did another one. And I will be back tomorrow with a plan on how to turn these into something really cool. Hopefully. If not, then we'll just start new pages, because it doesn't matter. Okay, and with that, I am going to wish you a happy Monday and a happy first creativity session. I hope that you stay safe. I hope that you feel well. And please remember to wash your hands. Lots of love. Bye. Okay.